the TRD PRO, and this Toyota 4Runner is the most off-road capable version of one of the most off-road capable SUVs you can buy. To many owners, it's like a toolkit stuffed full of the best off-road hardware and engineering available from the brand. It is an off-road powerhouse with room for the family, and in this video we'll be looking very specifically at its very clever suspension system and why this big 4x4 saw me wearing one of the biggest smiles I've ever had from driving a vehicle, and there have been a few. Fox shocks. They're fitted to some of the most capable off-roaders out there, and here they feature internal floating pistons, remote reservoir technology, and an 11-way internal control system that precisely and meticulously fine-tunes compression and rebound damping to give drivers the virtually impossible, incredible ride comfort even when the suspension is taking a beating. They don't work alone. TRD-tuned springs and leafs, for instance, are calibrated carefully to work in concert with the Fox shocks and model-specific wheel and tire package for a fully polished drive in the rough. And in this footage, you can see how much travel the suspension offers and how much control is applied to the action of the dampers across their range of motion. It's a beautiful display of elasto-kinematic gymnastics. From the outside, this footage shows the secret sauce. Watch closely and you'll notice that even over non-rhythmic and increasingly severe sequential moguls, the body motion control is stellar. Even in situations that might damage your average crossover, the 4Runner suspension tech means the body goes up, down, and done. No excessive rebound, no unwanted residual motion or shockwaves through the suspension. And from on board, that means occupants are more comfortable, more stable in their seats more of the time, and usually having a great big laugh at how impossible it seems for something to turn in such a comfortable ride when faced with such challenging terrain. And that's where my big smile came from. As a car reviewer, I'm always aware that shoppers treat a technology like this suspension as a sort of investment, something they'll learn about, investigate, maybe obsess over, and ultimately, hopefully, enjoy on the daily for years. And if that sounds about right to you and you're maybe wondering how good this is going to be, I'd happily tell you that disappointment is extremely unlikely. You'll be spending the big bucks to go TRD Pro, and you'll probably get the best return on investment when you use the extra hardware as intended. Literally, you're softly floating over the sort of surfaces that can make most crossovers feel like they're coming apart beneath you. Now, this is not a machine for everyone. It's heavy and large and soft, and it drives that way. You've got plenty of more affordable, sportier, fuel-efficient ways to get through your day, if that's your thing. Thing is, if what you want is among the most compelling combinations of capability and ride comfort going, you probably won't do any better than this. I'm not sure of a six-figure luxury crossover on the market today that rides as beautifully as this does. Thanks for watching. That's rolling. Now, that's roll. Better hit record. So I was telling camera guy James how this suspension on a mogul-like surface like this has been one of the biggest smiles I've ever had on my face from a vehicle. And I'm going to show him.
Prove it.
Yeah. Because the fun part is you're kind of wincing going like, oh man, I'm going to hurt something or bottom out, and it's just absolutely not a problem, and on top of that, very, very comfortable too, even when the suspension is being absolutely pummeled. So, make sure the cameras on the back haven't fallen off. How's that footage looking? That looks okay.
Yeah.
All right. Some more moguls.
this handle a little bit.
But look at that. In a crossover, oof, by this point, you'd have broken something, I'm sure of it. And in this, you're just as comfortable as can be.
It's insanely smooth.
Yeah, and you don't hear rattles and squeaks and bumps and sort of like any sense that the suspension's getting the...
Like no metal on metal.
Yeah, nothing's sort of sounding like it's taking a beating. I think we can do that one more time. There's a good one, there's a good one. You're like bracing for impact and it just never comes. I mean,
it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, yeah. I can't fake this smile. This smile is here because this is just really good, and this is probably a technology that you're thinking of investing in, and I think, you know, as a product and you as a consumer, if you're thinking of going this route, you'll absolutely be impressed with how good this is.